Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Oregon Trail here on the Lord Master channel. We're gonna go on to another journey, which in the previous video we did a fur trade, which involved some hunting challenges. Although I did them all easy because, you know, gotta have a bit of a learning curve. But especially when it comes to accuracy and picking your targets, knowing what I know now, perhaps that I will, I don't know if that'll make me a better hunter whenever we do future, you know, little hunting events, so on and so forth. So, at this time we will do, Pushed West. That's the next one we're going to do. It's going to be another short video for another one leg of the journey. Here. Annie Halfmoon and her father John are searching for a missing member of their family. What will they discover as they travel west in search of him? The objective of this is to reach the Crow Village. Doing so, you will unlock a trail map and a rendezvous journey. So, and before we start this journey, again, this is actually the third video that I've recorded on the same day as the other two previous videos. Which was winter migration and the fur trade. So this is that still same afternoon that I'm recording on, just because I have a tendency to record ahead of time, as I like to do that and such. So let's get to it. Annie. It's morning on March 23rd, 1835. John Halfmoon is trying to wake his daughter. And the pair have been traveling together for some time now along the Platte River in search of someone very important to them. Now they are very close to their first destination. Wake up, Annie. We should make the Pawnee village before sundown today. But we need to put in the effort. There is no sense in wasting time. Is it morning? We just need to hope that they let us pass through their lands. That was a little yawn. Let's talk. The pair are packing up their things as they get ready to leave the campsite. John. I wonder if your brother is staying with the Pawnee. It would certainly make our trip a lot easier if we found him there. Annie. We'll be able to travel on our own? The land here is so different from what I'm used to. We'll look out for each other. Besides, if your brother passed through this way, then we have no choice but to follow him. We could seek help from the Pawnee on our way. They might even remember him. Right, let's know these two. John Halfmoon. He's a guide, the vanguard of the trail. Guides are lone wolves, accustomed to harsh conditions. He's refined as he's used to the finer things. He's also heroic, who shows great courage in the face of danger. And this is Annie Halfmoon. She's also a guide. She is kind, caring, and forgiving, and pleasant to be around. And she's also charming. Can easily compel those around them. No one here, but let's get on with it. It isn't long before a Pawnee village appears on the horizon, a welcome refuge from the wide open plains. John and Annie aren't sure what they'll find there, but they hope for answers and a warm welcome. Alright, there's plenty of places to go. It's not going to be a one and done thing. This is going to be probably a bit more longer video, depending on how it goes. Never mind. It's only 21 miles away. You see, you could see it from the horizon. Heck, I could only see 10 miles of the distance back when I was used to be traveling on the road. During sunny conditions with high visibility. Oh, we didn't look at the, we have 25 bullets and 150 meat. Traveling with meager rations and strenuous... Are you alright, Father? Are you nervous about what will happen when we reach the Pawnee village? I'm just, feeling the length of the journey, that's all. This is the farthest I ever walked before, and I'm not as young as I used to be. I will be alright once we have a chance to rest. We should see it by now. There it is. John and Annie are surrounded by the sounds of village life and the smell of drying animal skins amidst the urban lodges of the Pawnee people. The pair is feeling equal parts hopeful and apprehensive as the villagers noticed their arrival and began to stare. The villagers mill around, occasionally looking over at the strangers with interest. Here's Little Chief. Remember him from Winter Migration when he was a young boy? Well, that was around the 1820s. I'm trying to remember the year exactly when I did it. It's been a while. I think it was 1825. But now, 10 years later, Little Chief. It seems travelers are becoming more and more common these days. Tell me, what brings you to our village? We're looking for my brother. He left us many years ago to become a fur trapper in the west. Now I've been forced out of our home in the east, and we wish to find him so we can be a family again. A fur trapper, you say? I remember meeting a Lenape man while traveling to the winter hunt when I was much younger. Perhaps as a coincidence. But it could be that I met your brother. It's Black Beaver, isn't it? Tell me about yourself. My name is Little Chief. I was a hunter in this village until recently. The Kahistaga have been pushing west and settling on our land as well. My family's already gone south to avoid conflict, and I was preparing to join them. Now, ask more details. He was a good man, brave, wise, and very good human. You are fortunate indeed that if you could call him family. He traded with the Kahistaga and had been on many adventures. I'm afraid I haven't seen him since. I've made up my mind. You will need a guide, and I am familiar with this land. When you are ready to leave, I will join you. I would like to help you find your brother. Monarchy. Times are grim. The Kahistaga from the east keep talking more land for themselves, and the news of sickness they bring is on the wind. Now even people of other nations such as yourselves are forced to settle near us too. I fear for the future. The Rajankasapa. The Lakota keep raiding us, and more people are arriving from the east. My father thinks conflict is coming, and talks of heading south to try joining other villages. I can't help but agree with him. Pezzy. If harvested enough corn this year, the land here is always provided for us. Let's talk trade. Corn, herbal remedies, blankets, meat. I'd like to have some herbal remedies if we can get them. I'll be willing to trade away some meat. Annie's charming. Let her do it. with a 5. You make me laugh. Annie Halfmoon, who is charming, jokes with Lecharia as she strikes a deal. Price improves. See, when you have a certain character trait, that improves the chances of success. Ha! I could trade away 1 bullet. But I could trade away some meat. Gotta make every bullet count, knowing that one day we'll be hunting again. This is a good trade. He makes the exchange thankfully. There you go. Corn is just another food, but meat is all that we should need. Blankets, I believe that's for hygiene. Do I want to trade away more meat? Use your charms. 34 meat will do. This is a good trade. I don't need a corn, nor get the meat back, otherwise I'll be giving away bullets. Or herbal remedies. Blankets made from woven plant fibers. It makes the character's hygiene go up to 3. But of course, John Halfmoon, who is refined, would probably want that. Unless that's the neat personality, if I remember correctly, back in the old Oregon Trail. So, that's enough trading. Not too concerned about the stamina right now. With no sign of their missing family, John and Annie set their sights on the open prairie to the west. There's still a lot of land to cover before giving up on the search, even if the chances of success are low. As the pair prepares to leave, the young Pawnee man they met earlier catches up with them. I've packed some supplies, food and medicine for the journey, from our very own stores. Hope it will be of use. I believe your brother will be found in the west. All the best fur trappers live out that way. And if that's how he still makes his living, then he will surely be there. The little chief joins the party. 6 more herbal remedies and a lot of corn. You won't make it very far on your own. I will guide you across the plains and return to my own family later, once I'm sure that you will find your brother. Lakota camp, 113 miles away. Temporary camp of the Lakota people. So yeah, this video is definitely be slightly longer than before. Athletic and optimistic is the little chief. I believe his personality was the same as it was back in winter migration in his youth. Let's go up here. Who knows what we'll discover out there. It's full now, so we're well prepared for anything. Without warning, a horse jumps wildly in terror, spooked by something on the trail. In the commotion, John Halfmoon is knocked to the ground. I will not be able to go on like this. There's little chance that John Halfmoon can continue walking in his present state. What should be done? Let's rest out here for a while. The rest does John Halfmoon good. He's still hurt and will likely need medical attention, but for now he can continue walking. Sounds like I got an achievement. I had to do the safer option here. I heard a wild horseman about ambling peacefully across the trail. A herd of horses. We could try and catch one. The plains can be unkind to a burdened horse. If we need to set yours free, we could be in trouble. It's not going to be easy. Wild stallions can be unpredictable at best, and dangerous at worst. I don't want you doing this, Father. We should just push on and try to find my brother. Little Chief, if you recall from the Winter Migration video, when he was a young boy, he was a bit ambitious about taming a horse, and then he did it. So, let's give Little Chief a shot again. He's tamed a horse before, and he's going to tame another. Little Chief returns with a newly tamed horse in tow and ties it to the pack horse's saddle. Of course, this does not increase the capacity of the saddlebag here. Billy. Greetings. What is a group of Lenape along with a man of a Pawnee doing out here? We're trying to find my brother. He left many years ago from our home in the east. Little Chief is here to guide us across these lands. Sounds like quite a journey. You have some stories to tell. Care to join us? We've just finished a hunt and have much meat to spare. Come, have a meal with us. We can swap stories. Sure. John Halfmoon needs to rest. The gathering of people from two worlds sits around the fire as the embrace of the night closes in. The game is skinned and roasted on the fire, and the group swaps stories and experiences late into the night. Your brother left to become a fur trapper? And I wonder. I think I may know of him. I met a native man who said he was Lenape at the rendezvous 2 years ago. See, he's all better. Thank you for the night, strangers. It was so lovely to spend the time with some who know the land so well. So many stories. Good luck on your stretch. Restores party health. Thank goodness. Let's go down here. Father, your cough is back. Are you sure you're well? I'm fine. It's just traveling fatigue, like I said. Wheezes. I knew it. Father, you're sick. The girl is right. You're obviously quite ill. We'll use some of my herbs. They will help. But you must not push yourself too hard. I'm fine. I keep telling you. Father, you are not fine. But I promise that you will be when this is all over. We will be of your son again, and you will be able to rest. Good thing we rested out of camp before this happened. 1 second. One of the horses stumbles, laying on the pain-doini. It seems that it's cracked the hoof. Walking with a cracked hoof can lead to infection and swelling. Stop it to wash the hoof could be a prudent move to prevent further trouble. Who should wash the injured hoof? I guess Annie will have to. Let's see. Medical skills too. Annie Halfmoon attempts to wash the hoof as best she can. The wash takes some time, but eventually the job is done. Herbal remedies. The party spies a small thicket of shrubs, each covered with small red berries. If gathered, they may have medicinal properties that may prove useful. These berries are very common out here on the plains. I'm not sure if you have the equivalent back in your homeland, but here we use them extensively for medicinal purposes. My mother showed me how to gather them long time ago. They can be quite slippery if you don't know what you're doing. Harvest. These berries are delicate and infamously difficult to harvest. It takes an experienced explorer to gather a large number. Who should harvest the berries? Let me look at the personality of all of them again. Again, this is wayfinding. Little Chief, you do it. You've done it before. You've seen Mother. No, does it? Little Chief harvests an enormous amount of berries, carry them back by the armful. This way is herbal remedies again. We'll go down this way. Use that for John Halfmoon. Does appear to be going down. It's scripted. And part of you notices a sickly looking woman standing near a broken down wagon. Grace is her name. Hello over there. Please, do you speak English? Yes, we do. Do you need assistance? We'll be happy to help. There's no sign of a woman's companions if she has any. The party's unsure what to make her. Should someone offer her assistance? Talk first. Please, if you could spare me some clean clothes, I'd be greatly obliged. Given the state of the wagon, change of clothes seems hardly adequate to ease our condition. I don't have any clothes. So, Annie Halfmoon's kind, so... that's good. Are you in trouble, ma'am? We would be happy to offer any assistance we can. That is most kind of you. I'm trying to make my way back east. My poor husband, her voice trails off. Grace will not survive long on her own, but if she's traveling in the opposite direction, there's not much that can be done for her. Annie Halfmoon resolves to share some comforting words with her before they part. Exposure went down a bit. While Annie, who is kind, speaks, Grace's demeanor visibly brightens. Seeing the hope in her eyes gladdens the hearts of the party. That would increase their morale. Right, more cake stuck up. As the group approaches the conglomeration of people, one of its members yells, "Ahoy! More for the party. Come join us, friends. Join in the celebration. Everyone is welcome, from natives to rich, snobby bankers. It is a night of joy." What is happening here? Why are you celebrating it? And I just saw her just vomit. A wedding. One of our fellow trappers just got married to a local crow girl. We're celebrating their union. You know what that means? Drink, food, and celebration. Come join us. You all are welcome. We'll accept the offer. We've been traveling for long. We needed a rest anyhow. The group gathers around a campfire. Stories are swapped and drinks are emptied as celebrations roar into the night. Thanks for celebrating with us last night. I hope you had a good time. The woman collapses in the dust. The late night's finally taking its toll on her. The soft sound of snoring wakes up as the group prepares for the day's travel. We better rest at the Lakota camp. Stamina is starting to take a toll on our travelers. Annie Halfmoon lets out a yelp, surprise, stumbles backwards. The snake slithers away through the grass. Annie Halfmoon groans in pain as the venom begins to spread throughout the body. Do not worry. The snakes in this area are not so bad. With the treatment of snake root, you will be good as new. Luckily, I packed some into the bags when we left my village. Yes, please. Little Chief treats Annie Halfmoon's wound. applying medicine and a clean bandage. Luckily, it looks as if she'll make a full recovery. Alright, we'll be arriving at the Lakota camp now. And we'll rest there for a bit before pressing on. An infernal buzzing fills the air. Swarms of flies plague the party, attracted by the smell of the horse. The party is disgusted by its pictures and experience. I could see that one horse looks tired. As I said, I can tell, even though you can't tell from here. We arrive at the Lakota camp here. There is a feeling of uneasiness as the party approaches the Lakota camp. Annie can sense how their movements are being watched. One of the scouts calls out to them. Hanska, you are to proceed no farther, travelers. These are Lakota lands. You are not permitted to enter. Look, Chief. Please, friend. I'm guiding this family west in search of a brother and son who traps furs. I ask you to permit us to pass through your lands. I carry none of the hostility of my people. Please, we are only seeking my brother. Our home to the east was taken by the white men, and we wish for our family to be together again. We will not linger on your land. The Lakota man turns to cover his fellow scouts for a short time, and then calls out to the party again. If your brother is working as a fur trapper, then you will not find him in our land. You would most likely find him with the Crow people, farther to the west. You may pass, but all the people trapezing through our lands these days have made meat hard to come by. If you can offer 69 pounds of food, we will allow you through. Let's have it. Please, we only have enough to feed ourselves. All we want is to find my brother. Surely you can understand we mean you no harm. I am sorry, but that is the toll. The Wasichu hunts the Tatanka and lay bare the soil. Tensions are rising with the Pawnee over grazing land. My people need the food as well. Guess we have no choice but to agree to the exchange. I mean, there's still going to be some meat. Well, instead we're trading away corn. That's even better. Thank you, travelers. You may pass to our camp and the land beyond. I wish you good luck in your search for your brother. Before we get moving, let's talk here. Lakota villagers mill about completing daily tasks. Wambiska. We trade with fur trappers often. They come to us and swap furs for clothing and food, but I've not seen your brother, not that I can recall. Tatanka Pensilla. You are not the first of your people to pass through here in recent seasons. We have seen many looking for a new place to call home. I heard that the Wasichu has taken everything in the east. Wonder where they will stop. True money. My brother joined the Milahanska, or whatever they are called. Can you believe it? The Wasichu built a fort on our land, hunt all the Tatanka, wage war on our people, and he goes and joins. I suppose I can understand. He's probably safer than all of us here. Still got some corn. Got any blankets? That'll do. His name is Kills Plenty. So use your charm, because that increases the chance of success further. Also, listen to what you just said, Lord Master. You said use your charms. That could be taken out of context, so be careful of what you say with that kind of interpretation. Hope we find some hunting opportunities. That's what the bullets are for, so I'll be willing to give away some meat. Good trade. So there you go. More blankets, so that way we could take care of the hygiene problem. Do we need more bullets? I mean, we could trade away at least one blanket away. Yeah, Looking Woman is her name. Price improves. Okay, now here's a good trade. We got some blankets from Kills Plenty. Now we're gonna go trade Looking Woman. Like, give a blanket and give us a few bullets. Because you may never know how much I'll shoot up the animals in order to get all the meat here. And I think that's all we need. The herbal remedies, we can get them if we ever find them out on during the journey. Plus, we need to rest. The group settles down for the night, delaying their departure for another day. At least, your fever is going down slightly. Seems the herbal remedies don't work on a fever. But, we won't waste any more time here. We'll get on moving. If the stamina gets bad, then I will be willing to slow him down. How far is it? 96 miles. I think we'll make it. We can get some more herbal remedies out here. I'm sure something will happen in between. Let's go here. The party heads out from the Lakota camp, their sights set firmly on reaching Crowlands to the west. The farther they travel, the farther away the destination seems to be, but Annie is filled with determination at the prospect of seeing her brother again. Little Chief spies a wounded jackrabbit limping amidst the grass soft trail. A swift gunshot will put out its misery and provide a little food besides. Who should take the shot? Heroic, kind shaman. Athletic, optimistic. Little Chief has seen her mother hunt before, so let Little Chief do it. Annie wouldn't do it because she's kind. And John's got the fever, which I don't know if that affects shooting skills regarding fever. Reduces all skills. Oh, okay. Yeah, makes sense. You do it, Chief. Oh, I feel bad for it. The wings of jackrabbit. The sound of the blast scares the animals as it darts off the grass as quickly as it's able, leaving a trail of blood in its wake. His shooting skill was 4. Told you. Learned it from Mother. Oh, it's grazing. Party comes across a lush field of grass. Perfect for grazing. It's a good place to give the horses a break if there's time to spare. Let's rest here. Why not? One of the horses was tired earlier, but it's better to, The trio, taking the time to stretch their legs, can recover the energy, is eager to get moving once more. See what goes on there. We know the other path, that's more grazing. Stamina doesn't seem to recover. There's a person. Caroline. How do you do, strangers? It's been a while since I've seen Lenape travelers. Where are you headed? You recognize us? That's surprising. My daughter and I are searching for my son. It is no concern of yours. I can understand why you'd be so slow to trust me. Your people aren't well treated back east, aren't they? You'll find that many of us trappers are trying to get away from that kind of thing. Say, you were looking for your son. Does he happen to go by the name of Beaver? I know a man of that name who looks quite a lot like you. Huh. Beaver? Black Beaver's my brother's name. You must have met him. Aye, I've seen him around. He's a trapper, same as me. The sort of person you seldom meet except in the mountains. Fur trappers out here share a bond. More than that, Beaver is the sort of man I trust with my life. I can tell you what I know. Mind if I join you for a while? Caroline joins the party. Beaver is really extraordinary. He's always telling stories about his adventures. Things you wouldn't believe. He's the bravest person I've ever met. Even if he won't admit it. I mean, after all, if you saw the previous video, he did kind of understate his feats. I'm glad that he has been successful. I've been worried about him ever since he left home. Listen to this. And then he just appeared again, as if he had been missing for a year at all. He looked a bit skinnier than usual, but he said he didn't know what we were talking about. Well, thanks for allowing me to travel with you, even if it was just for a short time. It's been a real honor to meet Beaver's family. I do hope you find him soon. I expect he'll be glad to see you again. Thank you for sharing your stories with us. I'm so glad to hear that my brother's touched so many lives. Caroline's left the party. Alright, what do we have here? Oh. Oh, God, not to John Halfmoon again. Got hit by a horse. That jumps while he's spooked and he's knocked to the ground. I will not be able to go on like this. There's a little chance he could continue walking his present state. Please rest. The rest does him good. Still hurt and will likely need medical attention. For now, he can continue walking. The animals are calm and unawares here. This would be a prime place to hunt. The wildlife here is different from our homeland. What do you suggest? Hunting on the plains requires skillful reading of the land and a keen shooting hand. We could also simply move on. I would like to show you how we hunt on the plains, but we should be mindful of how much we take. We should hunt. Well, Little Chief has hunting experience, even though he's going to take up some of his stamina. But he's a man that wouldn't take no for an answer. Little Chief examines the hunting ground ahead of him. Seems he will be able to find a few animals. Does it really matter of how much we take or not? Fair enough. After a successful hunt, Little Chief carries 65 pounds of meat back to storage. We should make sure the property is skinning animals as well. The plains don't suffer waste. There are many scavengers out here. We shouldn't suffer it either. Taking some time, the group skins the animals and salvages a reasonable number of pelts, packing them tightly in the saddlebags. I don't think there's any room for that. At least we know that that's a hunt. Alright, go get some more herbal remedies. Why not dump the corn? And put that here. Reason for that is, it's just that, like, when we meet Blackbeard, it's like, hey, look, we got some pelts. And knowing that he likes to do the fur trade, and he'll be like, ah, excellent. That's just my presumption, in my mind. Although it's not nice to get rid of the corn, I think that would be considered disrespectful for our people back there. This is it, my friends. We are nearing the village of the Crow people. It's time for us to part ways. Part ways? But we haven't found my brother yet. How can you leave us now? Now, Annie, we all have our own paths to follow. Indeed, I have great respect for both of you after coming this far. But I have my own family to think of. They'll be far to the south by now, and I must join them. The Crow village is not far. I'm sure you will find assistance there. You are a wise young man and a good guide, little chief. I thank you sincerely for all you have done for us. Very well. Thank you, little chief. I will tell my brother of how you helped us, and wish you and your family the best of luck. May we meet again, my friends. Farewell. Come on, father. I want to try to reach the Crow village as soon as possible. Ah! Annie Halfmoon lets out a cry and clutches her leg, unable to move. It appears she has had a cramp from overexertion. A rest might ease her suffering. Hurrying along may invite worse injury. Stop and rest. Pear pauses to give her some time to recover. After some time, the pain of Annie Halfmoon's leg abates, and she feels well enough to continue walking. White bison. Well, since Little Chief isn't here. So, Annie Halfmoon, you got her. Because I don't think John would be well with this fever that he's been having for a long time. Do what you can. Well, you finding his tree, and she harvests a moderate number of berries, though she crushes a few in the process. She carries a handful back to the wagon. By wagon, I mean the horse saddlebags there. So, just a couple of miles now. Oh. I hoped your sickness would have improved by now. I'm fine. I'm sure it'll pass within a week. Oh, he's vomiting. I don't believe you. Looks like you're getting worse. I'll manage. I have to. Once you find your brother, I can rest. Hold it right there. John Halfmoon lets out a wheezing cough. His poor health's beginning to exact a toll. Annie Halfmoon recalls Little Chief's descriptions of a certain plant root that grows in this area. It can be crushed and used to heal ailments. Looking for the root may take some time, if it can be found, but storing some could be useful in the future. Search for the herb. Annie, you go search it. Annie Halfmoon, leveraging her superior knowledge of the area, locates a large stand of devil's club. After the outer bark of the root is scraped off and the interior is crushed into a paste, there is enough of the remedy to aid John Halfmoon and some extra to store for the future besides. Alright, we'll be coming in with full health and a bunch of herbal remedies. In fact, yeah, enough. Enough for a trip back home, one would think. John and Annie Halfmoon finally reached the outskirts of the Crow village. The hustle and bustle of the village life surrounds them. Fur traders of various ethnicities can be seen exchanging their goods with the local people. Unfortunately, there is no sign of beaver anywhere. Welcome, travelers. My name is Bewachit. What brings you to my village? Are you interested in trading with the Crow people? We're seeking my brother, Beaver. We know that he's a fur trapper, and have come west to find him. You are the sister of Black Beaver? I have met him. An unusual man, though I have met stranger. He was here trading goods, but I'm afraid he's left a few days ago. I believe he wanted to be at the rendezvous early this year. What is the rendezvous? It is the big summer meeting of all the fur trappers, where they trade their goods. It is being held at Green River this year, to the southwest. Your brother is a fur trapper, so he'll be there for certain. Many of my people will be there too. Annie turns to her father with excitement. After a long journey, the pair have found what they were looking for. They talk to the other trappers in the village, and it isn't long before they have a very good idea how to reach the rendezvous and Beaver. So unlock the new journey, rendezvous. Join in on the largest hunting party in the West as a group of boastful trappers attempt to one-up each other's hunting stories. Successful completion unlocks the guide class. Parties reached the Crow village. It was 13 days travel. Annie Halfmoon learned a lot about what her brother had been up to since he left, and successfully discovered where he could be found. John is looking forward to see his son once again, though his lingering illness is still a concern. You know, foreshadowing what happened later during the period of the Oregon Trail, for those of you viewers that recalled watching it when we've interacted with them. So we've unlocked the trail map. So that may prove useful for future Oregon Trail. Pushed west. Not doing that yet. Again, pretty straightforward trail that we did. Only unlocked one thing in the journal, which I'll read to you real quick before we get out of here. We know Black Beaver, but now learn a little more about the Lenape people. The Lenape people are matrilineal, meaning that children inherit their social status and identity from their mother's clan. During the 18th century, most Lenape were pushed out of their historical territory, known as the Lenapehoking, by Europeans. Today, most Lenape live in Oklahoma. So that's pretty much it here for this video. So we'll figure out what we'll do next for the next episode of the Oregon Trail in here on the Lord Master channel. Especially now that we've unlocked the rendezvous here. So we'll figure out what to do next. So we hope you people have enjoyed this video. Slightly longer than the previous ones, but nevertheless pretty straightforward. So we'll see you in the next video of what the next journey shall be. But until then, so long for now.